So hi, I'm Punita here from Huawei Global Training Center, and today we're going to discuss about the content troubleshooting application layer faults part 6. So let's look into troubleshooting application layer faults. So what is the definition? Application layer faults include the unavailability or intermittent disconnection of your SCTP link, which is the signaling layer, user plane fault, which is related to the service and data layer, and OM channel, which is related to the remote maintenance link channel. So this one is related to the remote maintenance link. So these are the application layer. So we are going to look into the unavailability or intermittent disconnection of these layers. So from the eNode B, we have a connection to the switch, which is L2, and router, which is L3, towards the IP network. So we have three situations here. SCTP link towards the MME peer. So this is for the signaling. User plane path towards the S gateway. So this one is for the services. And OM channel towards the MAE. And this one is for the remote maintenance link. So let's look into how to troubleshoot SCTP link fault. So fault description, either of the following alarms will be reported. Example, SCTP link fault or SCTP link congestion. For this kind of case, there will be alarm reported, and automatically the SCTP link become abnormal or available only in one direction. So what are the possible causes? From the eNode B, the SCTP configuration can be faulty, the transmission could be faulty, or the NE status is abnormal. So these are the three possible causes how the SCTP link can become abnormal or faulty. And usually it will be configured with a different port level. So we have port 1, port 2 with two different IP address. Same goes to the MME level. So this one is actually the peer part. MME is the peer part, and eNode B is the local part. So let's look into the troubleshooting of the SCTP link fault in a typical scenario. So let's check the configuration in link mode, because we have two different kind of mode. So we're going to look into the link mode. So to check whether the SCTP parameters are configured correctly on the MME and the eNode B. So what we can do on the eNode B side, we can query the SCTP link by list SCTP link. So the parameters in red rectangles are eNode B parameters. So this is eNode B, and the blue parameters belongs to the MME. So this is the EPC parameter. So they have respectively their own IP address and their own port number. So let's look into this example in our lab. So from here, I'm going to list SCTP link. So when I list the SCTP link, you will be able to see information such as local IP address, local SCTP port number, this is belongs to eNode B side, and first peer IP address belongs to MME, and peer SCTP port number belongs to MME. So next we're going to look into how to check the configuration in endpoint mode. For endpoint mode, we are going to look into list SCTP host and list SCTP peer. So let's look into this example. Basically, there are two different kind of modes. So earlier we were looking at link mode, and now we are looking at endpoint mode. So if that configuration is using endpoint mode, basically you'll be able to see this command in this configuration. So let's try out with list SCTP host. And eNode B is known as SON concept, self-organized network concept. So most of the signaling links will be automatically configured. So that's why we introduced the endpoint mode. So basically the SCTP link will be automatically configured when a new cell is added. So let's look into list SCTP host. So if this particular configuration is not using endpoint mode, then there will be none. So over here, no, because they're using link mode. So there is no SCTP host. And let's check into SCTP peer, the second command for endpoint mode. there is no SCTP peer. So we can conclude that for the signaling commands, they are using link mode in this configuration. So let's look into troubleshooting SCTP link fault, how to check the transmission. So we have to ping the MME IP address. If the MME IP address cannot be pinged, check the route and transmission network. So basically from the eNode B side, we can ping the MME. So let's try out this activity in our lab. So I have my information just now. So this one is my peer. This one is my local. So I'm going to ping both this IP. So the command will be ping. So I'm going to take the local IP here. So slot number is 7. Source IP will be the local IP. And destination IP will be the MME IP. So this is the destination IP. So we have filled up the source destination. Mainly the red color ones need to be mandatory to be filled up. Then we're going to run and we're going to see the status. So if we able to see the results like this, reply, that means you are able to ping to the MME. So this is the final results. That is a reply, that is a response based on the sequence and the TTL from the MME side. So this consider whatever we have sent 4 packets, we are able to receive 4 packets. There is no packet loss. So this is an example of a ping test. So next we can actually start the SCTP message tracing. So SCTP message tracing, compare the tracing result with the normal SCTP message. So this has to be done using the signaling trace management. So how to look into the signaling trace management? From our side, we have to go to the monitor. We have to click on the signaling trace management. So this is the platform where we can perform the test earlier. So we have to look into the transport layer of LTE side. So from the transport layer of LTE side, we will be able to see the SCTP trace. So this is the SCTP trace. So for this traces to be viewed, we need authorization because this one is admin level authorization. So not everyone will get authorized to view the signaling trace. Only administrator level will be able to view it. So over here, if I try to view the results, if I don't have the access, I won't be able to view it. So, but this is where you can find the trace results. So it will be similar like this. Be able to see the SCTP data and also the destination IP address. So we will be able to see this information, and you expand it, you'll be able to see the messages itself. So you'll be able to read the messages. So next we can check into the troubleshooting of intermittent broken of SCTP link. So how to troubleshoot this kind of problem? So first we have to see whether got any transmission alarms or not. Then we have to check the QoS of signaling data. So check the DSCP value of the signaling data is the same as for the transmission network or not. So we have to run list different priority command to query the DSCP value. So the DSCP value should be larger than 46. especially for the transmission network. So we have to make sure the signaling priority must be more than 46. So let's look into this command. So we'll go back to the MML command and we will try to list the different priority. So list different priority, we have to make sure the signaling priority is more than 46. So in this case, it is in a correct value, 48. It has to be more than 46. So next, we have to start the message tracing as I've shown earlier. Try to analyze the messages and find the cause of the link failure from the tracing, provided you are administrator level user, right? Check the network packet loss rate. So if the message tracing shows there is a packet loss, check whether the port of the GE or FE port is consistent or not with the peer device. If it's consistent, we try to ping back and make sure there is no packet loss rate from the transmission network. So this is how we analyze the intermittent issue of the SCTP link. So Q&A session. Application layer faults include unavailability and intermittent disconnection of SCTP links only. Yes or no? No, the statement is wrong. And the second question, on eNodeB side, SCTP link configuration information can query by list SCTP link. The answer is yes. So the summary of this session, troubleshooting application layer fault, we have learned about troubleshooting SCTP link faults and also about troubleshooting SCTP link faults in a typical scenario. That's all from me. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you. Bye.